Smiling woman.
I was 10 years old, and I was home alone. But that wasn't a big deal because we lived in a small city. My mom and dad were at my grandma's house. I couldn't go because I was sick. It was around 9 p.m. when I was about to go to sleep.
Okay.
My room was really small, and it only had one window facing my bed. That window to me was kind of scary, because when you're a little kid, your imagination can sometimes go wild.
Where are your curtains at?
At that time, it wasn't my imagination, though. Like I said, I was about to go to bed when I heard a loud scream coming from outside. It was really scary, but I tried to be quiet so I could listen to what was going on outside. Nothing was happening, though. It was really quiet. Like nothing had happened at all. Quieter than normal, actually. Some time had passed, and everything seemed okay, so I just laid down and tried to sleep. 1 hour later, I heard that loud scream again, but this time, it seemed to be closer. I froze. I was so freaked out I couldn't even move. 30 minutes later, again, the same scream.
Bro! I ain't just about to keep sitting here. She home alone, so it's only one thing for her to do. Alright? Now y'all, some of y'all already know what I'm about to grab. Hold on. You want to keep screaming outside of my window? Huh? Don't worry. I got the antidote for all of that. Now, if y'all want to act all crazy, we can act crazy. Now, the cops is on their way.
At that point, I was about to cry. I don't know why, but that scream wasn't just a scream. It was at this high pitch, and it was just so creepy. Finally, 15 minutes later, I saw something at that window. It was a really skinny woman. She seemed so happy for some reason. She was smiling, and her smile was so big and creepy. When I saw her, I started crying, and she started screaming again. I was horrified. She was just looking at me, smiling and screaming for the whole night. The next morning, my parents came back home, and I told them everything. They called the police, and the police found out that my window, that was facing my bed, was broken. But it didn't seem like it was broken with some sort of weapon, but as if it were broken by a really high pitch.
Ooh. Disturbing true Snapchat stories.
This happened a week ago. Up until a few days ago, I went to a small, local gym in my now previous New Jersey town called Black Bear Fitness.
I like the style.
One day, I had the misfortune of running into some skinny, awkward, yet creepy-looking kid, probably 18 years old. He didn't look like he belonged in a gym at all.
He don't.
I had headphones in and I was doing my set when I heard him saying something to me, but it was muffled by the music. I was already annoyed with this kid, given that he was breaking an unwritten rule of the gym. Don't try to talk to somebody when they're doing their sets.
Right! Leave my man alone!
I took my time finishing my set, and then took my headphones out to ask if he needed something. Then he started acting like I looked familiar, but right away I knew this kid was just trying some pathetic attempt at making friends. I assured him I didn't, but the kid wouldn't stop talking to me. I'll skip most of the conversation, but eventually he actually asked me for my Instagram and...
Y'all know something is wrong here, right? Look at my man Kicks.
Yikes.
That's step one. My man got some sort of sandal with socks on. Don't even stop there. My man been wearing them socks for a couple weeks now. Your hair looks sweaty. You got a long sleeve on. Take something off, man. But so far, I'm liking this. Hold up.
and Snapchat, weirdly enough, and for whatever reason I gave them to him. Instead of just saying something like, "Buddy, I'm trying to work out," or "I don't have social media." After I gave him my Snapchat and Instagram, however, I did kind of urge him to let me resume my workout.
Why did you give
He finally
a stranger?
seemed to get the message and walked away.
He gave a stranger.
Not without saying bye like 3 times though.
Oh, you're weird, man. You're awkward.
That night I got a snap on my phone saying "from Sean."
No.
I immediately sighed.
What do
and
you
said,
want?
"Oh no." Just wondering why the hell the kid would snap me.
Right.
I opened the snap,
Oh!
and the kid was in a...
Yeah. get that man. Okay, if you're a straight dude sending another straight dude poses like this, sit down, chief. We gotta have a chat. Hit him with the just got out of the bath. You gave a stranger your Snapchat. Nah. Y'all can follow my Instagram though, I'll wait. Hey, we trying to get the numbers up, yeah?
A creepy, weird pose, face way too close to the camera, with his head resting in his hand and a half smile on his face. The text over the picture was "Hey" with 2 Y's.
Hey with 2 Y's. Y'all know what that means, right? I used to talk to this girl. I ain't gonna say her name because I'm pretty sure she watched my videos. But every time I sent her hey with the 2 or even the 3 Y's, yeah, do you know what time it is, gat?
I muttered the words, "What the f***?"
Oh. Yeah, that is
For the
weird.
record, I'm a guy, which made this even more weird.
I understand.
My thought process was, I've had enough of this loser already. I'm gonna remove him and make it clear I don't want to talk if I see him at the gym again.
Okay.
And so I did. I removed him minutes after he sent that snap.
You're done. That's it. Out.
I'm sure not even a minute later, again, a message popped up on my phone saying Snapchat from Sean.
Yeah, you gotta get blocked.
I waited a few minutes before opening it. This one was even creepier. Now the kid was sitting up on his bed.
Oh,
No smile,
heck no.
more of a surprised, angry expression. The text over the image
No.
said, "Why did you remove me?"
No.
Now I went as far as to block him, meaning he couldn't snap me anymore.
Get that block work, boy.
And that was that.
We
I
done.
threw my phone on the desk and sighed out of relief.
Oh, man, that's...
Half an hour
How?
later, my phone goes off, saying Sean added you as a friend, and then Snapchat from Sean.
What?
He actually made a new account. I opened the snap and felt my heart drop. It was a picture of my front lawn. The text over it, "Answer me,
Guys, my eyes are watering. Stuff like that really creeps me out. He sent a picture of my man's house. I'm really into creepypastas. I tell you guys that all the time. There are so many stories where like someone's talking to somebody online and then they send like a picture of their front door. Yo, that junk.
It was a picture of my front lawn. The text over it, "Answer me."
We gotta get the 347.
The first thing I could think of was,
357.
how did he find my address? Then I realized, Snapchat made that new map feature that lets you see where your friends are.
What?
Somehow I had the balls to open the window to see outside. It was clear out there. I shut the window and the blinds and started considering calling 911.
Do it! Get the pump action!
It was the sound of taps on the window. I took a deep breath, and with one swift motion, I pulled up the blind and the window at the same time and pulled the kid into my room by his
Ooh!
neck.
Oh!
I
Go to
punched him in
sleep!
the face a few times before he was out cold. Now
Oh,
I
man,
called
handled this like a
911.
savage!
By the time they arrived, he was awake, cursing me out, promising he'd be back and kill me.
Oh my gosh. Now
The
you gotta
cops heard
move.
it all. I didn't even have to make a case. The kid was an idiot. Luckily, the timing of this worked out well, because I just moved a couple days ago out of
Yes.
state. Only thing that worries me, I don't want to have to make a new Snapchat account, but anytime somebody new adds me on the app, I'll never know if it's secretly that Sean kid again.
Yo, that is so creepy! That's a whole story? Oh, man. These things are crazy! Alright, the next story is from our good pal Llama Arts. Y'all know we gotta get a Llama Arts in, alright? It's called A Bus Stop Horror Story. Let's get it. Let's get it! Man, I'm hungry.
This happened when I was 17 years old. I would go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and ride the bus home. It was a Sunday and I had just missed my bus, so I had to wait longer for another one.
Oh.
I would have called my parents, but they were out for the evening, and taxis charged more, so I decided to sit and wait in the bus shelter. It was a cold night and snow had just started peppering the ground.
Is that the theme?
My bus was taking longer than usual, so I got my phone out and listened to some music. Almost an hour had passed. It was
Dang.
freezing and I hadn't seen anyone at all. That was until I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. It was a creepy guy dressed in thick layers of clothing.
Right, we gonna pause it right here. Nah. Cory, zoom in on his face. Listen. Okay, first of all, this man was at the bus stop for an hour. Sucker, you could have walked home at this point. But listen, you see a man coming towards you, it's nighttime, you outside by yourself, and he look like this. Cory, zoom in on him again. Look at this man. He has nothing to lose, okay? You got your freaking ear pods in, you got your fade. He is about to rob and kill you. So you already know. You already know I got the antidote for him. If you want to try something, sir, I got the antidote for you, okay? If you want to come over here and try something, go ahead and try it. And yes, I carry this around in my book bag, all right? If I was him, first of all, I wouldn't have been sitting there for no hour. But if I was, for some reason, maybe my leg broke. I ain't about to eat these buckshots, all right?
Walking slowly towards me. I knew staring at him would draw more attention, so I just focused on my phone.
Bro.
He sat down at the other end of the shelf
Look
and just stared
at
at me. There was some
Hey. What you over there listening to?
something off about him. He seemed like he was either drunk or on drugs. He then asked,
When is the bus due?
I took out my earphones and said,
I think it's delayed because of the snow.
He stared at me for a while, then started mumbling to himself. He was really starting to creep me out, so I pretended to be on my phone. After a couple of minutes, I took another look. He'd moved closer to me.
Bro, get
I
up!
looked away for a second, then heard the sound of him sliding even closer. I turned to him and said,
You okay there?
He stared at me with glossy eyes, lifted his arm and leaned towards me. Immediately, I grabbed my bag and ran as he fell to the ground. I ran down the road, trying my hardest not to look back. I kept going until I got to the next bus stop. I turned around to check to see if he was there. He was gone, so I went to sit down. Feeling relieved, I rested my head on the back of the glass and waited for the bus.
Bro. Oh!
I jolted and turned around to see the same guy staring at me through
Are you
the glass.
serious?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Then he started walking around the shelter towards me.
Bro, get up!
I'm warning you, stay back.
I yelled in panic as I was backing up. I wanted to run, but I left my bag in the shelter and I couldn't leave without it.
I wanted to run, but I couldn't run without my backpack. What you got? The T-virus in there? You got freaking nuclear codes? What is in this bag that's worth your life? Bro, my baby could be in that bag. I'm hitting him with the swim move and I'm out.
Suddenly, the man leaped at me and I quickly moved out of the way. He fell to the ground face first.
Gosh.
I froze in shock, then noticed the blood coming from his face. I tried to get a response out of him.
It's like a
but
bodied
nothing worked.
himself.
I called the police and paramedics and they arrived shortly after. I told them what had happened and they told me that the guy was on prescription drugs. They found a photo in his wallet of him and his son. The boy looked just like me, so we assumed he thought I was him. I later learned that he had lost his son in a custody battle and went off the rails. He was taken away for treatment. That was the last I saw of him.
Dang.
I got my driver's license shortly after, and have never been on a bus since.
Daryls Pond. Oh, is that the name of the story? Okay. We'll rock with it.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryls Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well.
Okay.
It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak. I'd say it was about 3 in the afternoon when I rowed out to the middle of the pond, the sweet spot for getting a decent catch.
Look,
There was
relaxing.
another person coming out from the trees.
Oh,
I
heck
waved at him
no!
and gave him a
Okay, I'm not gonna be pausing it today, but Is that John Scarespecter?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here.
Coming out from the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me.
For real?
As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "Perfect day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said.
I
He
would
didn't
trust
say
you.
anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now.
I hate that feeling.
"So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked. "No, I don't actually fish."
What the freak are you doing out here?
"Well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond," I said. He continued to row closer to me until his boat collided with mine, creating a big thud.
Are you
I was
serious?
genuinely uncomfortable now.
Yo, look at his face. This big old pond out here. And you just want to roll? It's like when dudes go in the bathroom. It's like 50 stalls. You go to one random one, you know, somewhere down the side. And then somebody come in and come to the stall right next to you. It's all this room in here.
I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out.
Nah,
I was only
get away
24
from
years
me.
old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s. There was an awkward silence. I tried to just act like I was focused on trying to make a catch, but
No.
by now that wasn't even on my
I'm
mind.
getting out the...
This guy was weird. I didn't know what he wanted, and I was uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I
Hey, what you doing over there? Catching a little fish? Hey, that...
decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away.
Nah,
"So,
nah.
where are you from?" I asked him.
Why is he trying to talk to him?
"Up there." He pointed behind himself, in the direction of the woodsy hill leading past the dirt road. "Oh, you live by Suffolk?" I asked. No, I'm not," he said.
Where do you live?
"What made you decide to come out here?" I said. "Why not?" I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up.
Leave.
His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Trying to talk to your crush. Hey, how you doing, girl? Okay.
They're not doing anything, with half a smile on his face, looking either at me or in my general direction throughout. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point.
Leave.
Go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life. We were surrounded by trees in all directions in the middle of the pond.
Dude.
I started to row a bit closer to land,
Yeah,
but in a
there you
very
go.
low-key kind of way, trying
Yay.
to play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish.
Don't follow me, dude.
I was horrified when I saw he was following me.
Oh my god.
"What a great day, huh?" I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man, "I think I'm gonna call it a day."
Yeah.
I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now.
What do you want?
"I can't let you leave," he said.
Oh, no.
He lifted his flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jeans
Whoa.
pocket. As soon as I could process what I was looking at, I dove out of the boat for land, ran a whole
Yes.
half-mile uphill through the woods back to my house, and locked every door and window as soon as I made it home. I pulled down the blinds to the dining room window, leaving it open just a crack for peeking outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed.
Nah, I'm going
The
to
time
a
came
hotel.
when I finally decided I wasn't followed. I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake.
Oh.
I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside.
No. He found your house?
I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I would...
Y'all know what time it is, right? Don't look at me confused. Y'all know what time it is. My man is outside the window. It's only one thing I can do. It's only one thing I can do. Hey, you want to be outside my window? That's cool. That's cool. I got something for you. I got something for you. You want to be outside my window? You about to get this buckshot, baby boy. Now what you trying to do? I'm telling you, y'all think I be playing over here? Let somebody.
Still in paranoia mode. I sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped. Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I felt like 100 pounds just fell directly onto my chest. It was the same voice. I knew it right away.
He's playing.
I didn't make a
games with
sound.
him.
I crept out of the room quietly downstairs to the kitchen and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds. I called 911 like I should have earlier in the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or a thud on the back door, or even just a voice again from down below my window outside. The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing. They suggested I stay with a friend or a family member for a few days.
You gotta move.
So I did.
You gotta move now.
I never heard from or saw the man again. But I still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows.
Thank you for
I
having
feel much
common
more
sense.
comfortable fishing out by the bay now.
This last story is called Babysitting Stories Animated.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend.
Hey.
His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep, while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door.
What the frick is you watching?
And looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later.
Oh my god! Could you imagine it being like midnight? And then somebody just at your freaking front door like...
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily... 10 seconds later. I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt like...
How many dudes is out there?
I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Oh my god!
I fell back in fear, and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here. I was told to take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized the banging had stopped.
What?
I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now.
Oh my gosh, where are they? Oh!
I heard the sound of glass
You
shattering
did.
from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized
did.
they had just broken the window and were about to climb into the house. I had to
You
run
mad?
to get
Go home.
Matthew. I couldn't just leave without him. Of course, when I got upstairs, there was no time left to run back downstairs, as I already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs.
Oh my god.
I covered Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal as footsteps on the carpet
Your
reached
mouth
the
up!
outside of his bedroom door. There was more than one person. They came inside.
No.
There weren't many places
No.
to hide in this room.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually reflecting on my whole life, so sure I was gonna die. We heard the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet, and then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Aw, sh." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing down.
The police got there in about a hot 7 seconds. Let that have been Detroit, Michigan. Good luck. We'll be there in about 45 minutes.
Stairs. They didn't get far, as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed. There were 5 men in total, and they were all arrested.
5? Oh, this one is creepy. Why? His name is Maxie. I already know. I don't like it already. I don't like it already. Dang, look at the arm. Hey! You're gonna regret that. It's not a good idea. It's not. You're done, David. I'm a big fan. Please don't copyright strike me. Video will be linked in the description. So these kids. Oh my. Oh. Where's her brother? Oh! That was the last victim! Oh, he's frozen. He's done. What's he doing with it? Oh! Blended him! You gotta get out of here. This is on some Little Nightmares right now. Why is he so freaking gigantic compared to them? Uh-oh. Don't make any noise. Bro, tell me she ain't Sasha 6 right now. Yep. Why you got the hiccups? Okay, he didn't put a lock on it. He didn't put a lock on it. It's time to be a hero. He literally eats kids. We need a distraction. Nope. Don't hiccup. Don't hiccup. Oh, she's going for the kill. What? She hit him? She got him? Oh! Let's go. Let's go. Come on. This is all your freaking fault. Big Willie. Alright, come on, come on. Are you kidding me? Again? I have no... And you eating kid, by the way. Stop eating that! Come on! Oh! You're done! You're done! It's all freaking. Oh, got him! Red got him! Oh my god! Bro, press it! Woo-hoo! Oh no! 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 Let's go! Let's go! Woo! She is a savage! David! Everybody clap that up. Yo! Big old freaking jelly bean brother. But we gotta give him credit though. He saved her life at the end because she was about to get shredded. Literally. Scary Skinwalker. Y'all ever heard of skinwalkers? Yo, X-Men cartoons is a beast, man. Uh-oh. Hello. Oh.
My family and I live in Arizona, and we occasionally visit our Navajo family in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We left early to get there by noon or less. It is a very long and boring trip there. But we get there before noon and we have time to
running like that.
talk with.
No. Nah, hold up. Bring that back, young boy. Look how my man running.
Get there before noon and we have time to mess around and talk with our extended family. And we, kids, start to play around till the evening starts to show.
I love the animation style though. Like, I love it. Oh no.
The house is too small for everyone to fit and sleep in. Some of the kids have to sleep in the trailer and truck camper, but 2 of my cousins and I had the amazing luck of sleeping in the old, slightly torn tent.
Okay. Not very, nice or safe. No, thank you.
We are well asleep at this point, and for some unknown reason, I wake up. Of course, I'm still tired and rubbing my eyes while yawning, meaning I wasn't well aware of my surroundings. Once I finish rubbing my eyes, I look straight at the entrance of the tent and see a figure illuminated by the back porch light standing in front of the tent. At first I was scared, but thought it was my other cousins just messing with us. As this person was still standing outside our tent looking at us, I turned to one of my older cousins who was 2 years older than me to wake him up and tell him that someone was standing outside of our tent.
Bro, wake up!
He tries to brush me off, but I persist and he turns to me and asks me what I wanted. I tell him to look at the entrance of the tent, and he does.
Yeah, you see it?
I've never seen someone go from the brink of sleep to sheer panic and alertness in their eyes that fast before.
Yeah.
He looks at me with this panicked face and tells me to be quiet. He whispers to me that it's a skinwalker and that we need to be quiet again.
Skinwalker?
We lay there for the longest time, and from my memory, it was at least an hour or more. We were just about to go back to sleep because it hadn't done anything.
Bro, stay back.
Then it started to move around the tent.
Bro, that thing Naruto running around a tent right now. Woo!
Remember when I said this was an old tent? Yeah, it had some holes in it.
Oh, fantastic. And you're probably cold, too. I mean, what if it rains?
One of the holes was the size of a quarter, and I decided to be brave. As it continues to walk around the tent a 4th time, I slowly crawl towards the hole and try to take a look.
Why?
As I did this, my cousin told me to get back to the bed or it'll hurt us. Of course, as a kid, I ignored the warning. Wow. I'm at the quarter-size hole and looking out to see whatever it was. It comes around the hole, and what I saw was bone-chilling.
Oh! Oh! What?
I bolt back and hide under my sleeping bag while my cousin does the same. This thing decided to stop moving and start looking at us again. I hid under the covers and spent every ounce of energy being scared.
Bruh.
And then
There's one fundamental thing that I'm not understanding here. Right when I first saw that thing, help! Help! Help us! I mean, it's like 50 people in the inside. You're either gonna take your chance trying to stay quiet and just hope this thing doesn't kill you, or you're gonna at least, if you're gonna go, somebody gonna come out and see that junk, and then they could shoot it and do what they gotta do. It's just I look at things from a black perspective. You know, when I'm threatened, I just yell automatically. I hear some, hey, who over there? Hey, you know, that's just me. I'm not like, oh shoot, we gotta be quiet. Like, it's certain situations for that, all right?
And then I finally fell asleep.
Oh, okay, so their way worked. Maybe my way would have got me 8. All right. So that thing just was standing over him all night. I'm never sleeping in a tent again if I'm this guy. Ever.
I woke up early, maybe around 5, and I decided to look around the tent to see if there was anything there. I see footprints, bare footprints that send shivers throughout my body. I saw the footprints move around the tent. This hit me hard because I was now realizing it wasn't a dream. As I further investigate the footprints, I noticed that it went off track. It went off to the rocky hills nearby where we were staying at. I follow the track to the hills about a football field away from the house.
Why?
As I continue to follow the tracks, something strange and scary happens. It goes from 2 footprints walking for a while to footprints and handprints in the dirt starting to form. I found that kinda strange because no person would do that out here. As I followed the tracks further into the hills, the hands and feet started to get smaller and smaller. It then subtly changed into coyote paw prints. That is when I stopped and turned back home, first walking fast, then onto a full-on run. When I got back, I sat down on the back porch for a while and thought about telling my family, but I didn't think that they would believe me. In the end, I didn't tell anyone, even the cousin I woke up in the middle of the night.
He's like, we don't talk about what happened.
Well, that's my story. I urge you guys to not go into the Navajo reservation to go looking for them. You will bite off more than you can chew. We, my people, take these beings very seriously and do our best to not talk about them. Even though I broke this code, I just thought to warn you guys about them. Whoever is listening are the first people to hear this story. I had a few more stories to tell, but this is by far the scariest one I had.
I want a snack. I am a snack. What am I talking about? Oh, this animation though. Bro, be grateful that you not homeless. I was thinking about this when we had that polar vortex last week. There. Hey man, just sleep in there for the night. Put the door back. I would have put that door back. What the freak you talking about? Oh, this is an entire apartment complex? Building? Whatever. Oh, I love this animation style. It's got that chowder effect where the texture doesn't move. All right. We sleeping outside. Oh, we really sleeping outside. Oh no. Or I'm about to yeet that doll outside. One of the two. This is animated on a paper towel. I'm out. Oh. You see homeless people? Give them food. Don't give them money. They're gonna buy crack with it. I'm sorry. Bruh, ain't no food in there. You know that. Oh, he hungry. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta... What are you doing? Oh, it was a heart beating. Yo, where you get all them utensils? And the gas is still on in this place? You could have had that on and be warm. Bro, he just ate a heart. The wall had a heart. He didn't even savor it, number 2. Oh my gosh. Another one? Oh my gosh! Woo! Oh no!
Give me back my
I'm gonna have to poop it out! Oh no, dude! Woo! Oh! Oh no, you were right there! Bro! No! Ah! Live! Oh, heck no. The story is, he didn't say it had a name. I'm just gonna call it number 10.
Sarah!
A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs. So she got up and started to head down.
Sarah!
As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into her room and said,
What?
I heard it too.
What? Oh, Hanks, no! Bro. My eyes are about to start watering. Imagine you're in your room and then you hear your mom call you. You see her at the end of the hallway, but then your mom pulls you into a room and it's like, I heard it too. Yo, my eyes are watering. Run it back.
Sarah!
a girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs. So she got up and started to head down. As she got to the stairs, her mom pulled her into her room and said,
I heard it too.
What the freak?
Stay.
Oh, come on with the
Stay
buffering.
here and don't make a sound.
Push it in. There you go. Oh my. Oh my god. quiet. Dude, she just watched her mom get slaughtered in front of her. Don't leave yet! Yeah, she gone. She gone. Oh! She dead. Oh, she smacked it? Llama Arts. It's been a minute since we, Llama, we got that.
During my holiday, I
Alright.
spent about 3 weeks in Japan. I arrived pretty late, so I couldn't check into the hotel that I initially booked. So I booked the cheapest hotel that I could find nearby.
Okay.
Aesthetically, it was quite nice, but it did have easy access to the building, meaning anyone could come in and go to any room as they please. Plus, there was no security in sight.
Oh, that's
After
not good.
arriving in my room, I ordered some food and watched some TV.
That's
I
what
was
you
still
watching?
pretty jet-lagged from the flight, so I started to get ready for bed. As I was falling asleep, I felt the urge to double-check the door just to see if it was locked. I didn't
There
think
you go.
anything was going to happen, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Thank you!
About 5 minutes after I checked the door, I heard footsteps outside. Initially, I thought it was someone leaving their room, but the footsteps started to pick up speed. The sounds started getting louder and louder, and I started to freak out a little.
Maybe they ain't
All
footsteps.
of a sudden, the sound stopped. I looked at the light shining through the bottom of my door, and there was a shadow of a person. At first, I thought it was room service, but it was too late for that. Or maybe it was some drunk idiot who was at the wrong room.
Bruh.
As soon as I switched my light on, the shadow disappeared. I was confused, but I reluctantly went back to bed. That's when I suddenly heard scratching coming from my door.
What?
So I immediately turned my light on and shouted.
Who's there?
After a moment of silence, I heard the footsteps slowly fade away. At this point, I was thinking it could.
He in Japan too. Probably don't know a lick of Japanese. I'm like, Dare desu ka? Dare! Jitsu wa kirei na hoteru da yo.
I was thinking it could be some kids messing around, so I got up, opened the door, and peeked my head outside. I glanced in both directions down the dark and slim hallways. That's when my heart stopped.
Bro.
A
Close-
man emerged from the darkness and ran
Bro,
erratically
close-
towards me.
Close.
His face was contorted as he screamed, and I could see he was holding a knife in his right
Close
hand.
the door!
As he got closer, I could see him more clearly. He had disgusting long, dirty hair. His clothes were ripped, and he had cuts and bruises all over. I quickly slammed my door and pressed
Thank
against
you.
it, praying that the man would just go away. After what felt like hours, I finally gathered my courage and looked through the peephole. He was gone.
Oh my gosh.
I let out a sigh of relief and checked the peephole again.
Dude,
My heart started pumping faster than ever before. He was right in front of the door. He was wearing a maniacal smile on his face, and all of a sudden he raised his knife and yelled.
I'm gonna kill you!
I
What?
jumped back and kept my
He's
eyes
a
locked
regular
on the
white
bottom of
dude?
the door as I backed up to my bed. I grabbed my phone and started dialing the police. As I raised the phone to my ear, I saw that the shadow was gone. When the police arrived, I tried to explain what happened, and they checked the security cameras. They almost immediately recognized the man. He had been doing this to people for a while now, and the police had been trying to track him down for months. After a long night of no sleep, I finally arrived at the right hotel that I had booked initially in Tokyo.
Thank you.
That creepy guy was still on my mind, but I thought the chances of him being here were pretty slim, so I didn't bother locking my door that night.
What is wrong with
At
you?
12:05 a.m., I woke up to a big bang next to me. I turned around to see the same guy passed out on the floor, with a knife in hand. I was in shock.
Are you?
How did he find me? I quickly ran out of the room and locked him inside.
How you lock him
The cops
inside the
came
room?
and he was finally arrested. Let's just say I'm always going to be locking my doors from now on.
Bro, we thought you was smart in the beginning. Instagram horror stories.
I was a big Tinder guy a few years ago. Everywhere I went,
Bro, this guy is black.
I would update my location and then update, you know, my body count.
Body count.
Then I quit doing Tinder and stuck with Instagram.
Ooh.
I know they're completely different, and IG has a bunch of fake accounts.
So does
So I
Tinder.
saw this girl commenting on all of my friends' pictures. Then she commented on mine.
Uh-oh.
I also saw my friends replying, so I figured she was a real person because I looked on her page and she had way more followers than people she was following.
Just like
So
me.
I D-
Go ahead, go to Instagram. Everybody take a second. The story ain't going nowhere. Go to Instagram at CoryxKenshin. We trying to get to 600K followers today. If we do, who knows? Maybe I might give like a giveaway on my story. I don't. By the way, why would you want to talk to a girl that all your friends were already replying to? You really trying to share with the bros like that?
DM'd her. I definitely thought she wasn't going to reply,
He
but she
DM'd
did
her.
within an hour.
Bro, you're desperate.
We talked for maybe 2 or 3 weeks and we made it official. She was pretty, had a degree, and a good job, as she said.
Dang.
I felt she was out of my league and too perfect.
Right.
Every day she posted new photos. And I told my friends about her and they seemed pretty jealous, except for my friend Ryan. He said I was stupid because I never spoke with her, and I only messaged her.
Yeah, I mean,
She invited me over because she said she can cook. Ryan told me to don't go. The rest of my friends said don't have any kids and they would laugh. So I went over there,
yo, this dude.
but not without Ryan calling me a clown first. The GPS says she lived about an hour away.
Know something.
When I first started to talk to her, she told me that she lived in a nice neighborhood. But when I got there were people everywhere and the neighborhood was not that nice.
Oh, turn around. We
When I
out.
stopped at the stop sign at the corner, people walked up to my windows and asked me what do I need.
Get back.
But I pulled off really fast and got to the house. It was a duplex, so I messaged her and she said to come up the stairs. It was about 9 at night and people were everywhere just standing around.
Oh no.
I knocked on the door and I was definitely excited. The door opened and to my surprise.
If you
Bald-headed white guy with a patchy beard, tattoos everywhere including his head, with a tank top on.
that's a cholo.
I asked was Lisa home and he said, yeah, come in.
Yep. Is Lisa?
When I walked in,
Oh my
I
god!
was immediately hit with a musty smell mixed with cheese. He told me to sit down,
He's a
and he sat down across from me on the couch. He said she'll be out soon. He asked me did I want something to drink and I said, yeah, sure. When I got up, I texted her, can she come out?
He got
please?
devil tattoos all
She
over him.
immediately said yes. The man came back in with 2 cups of juice,
No.
one for him and one
If
for
he
myself.
drinks this, I will punch
Then
my
I noticed
monitor.
that he put a phone down on the table next to him.
Oh!
So
I said I would do it. This man just drank the punch out the punch bowl at the suicide party. You earned this, pal. You earned this!
acted like I sneezed and got some on my arm. Then I asked for a tissue. He went to get some tissue and he left his phone like I thought he would. I texted her back, and to my horror, the phone rang. I looked on the caller ID and it was my name. I heard him coming back. He came back and
Are you
we
serious?
sat there for about a minute. And then the phone rang again because he never checked the message that I sent. He looked at the phone.
I looked at the phone.
I looked at the phone.
Yeah.
Then we looked at each other. I postured up, and he calmly said, "I guess you caught me." Then out of nowhere, he lunged toward me,
catch these hands!
attempting to grab me.
Oh!
Still on his face.
Oh
I ran out
my!
of there so fast, and I never looked back. Yeah, I called the cops. And when they got there, the man was still knocked out.
Slump!
After that, I never went on dates with people that I met online again.
Okay. All right. Deep
I
web.
was 26 years old, and I was unemployed. Feeling unfulfilled by the monotony of a job life, I decided I would try my hand at working from home. So my days and nights comprised me of surfing the internet for any jobs I could get. I was a big procrastinator, so more often than not I'd stray away and waste time doing other things.
Y'all remember when PewDiePie reacted to my video? Yeah! Yeet!
One day, I came across talk about the deep web while on Reddit. I felt amused by the people talking about it as if it was something so scary, and decided I'd look into it. It was stupid of me to go on it in the first place, but I made it even sillier by deciding to check it out late at night.
Idiot.
It was about 2 a.m. and I came across a website where you could chat with someone anonymously. The person I got was a woman. She was in her early 20s and very pretty.
What?
She sat with her head in her hands, looking playful into the webcam while batting her eyes. I had no desire to turn my camera on and started our chat, thinking that while I didn't come across anything scary, I could befriend this pretty girl. It sounded like a better deal anyway.
Bro, how are you typing?
She told me to turn the camera on, but I ignored that request and tried to get her to talk.
Oh.
She finally did after some prodding, but I noticed how guarded she was. I also noticed how after every message I sent, her eyes would look off camera, either to her side or somewhere behind her computer.
She's being directed.
After a while, it started getting annoying, so I asked her if someone else was there with her.
I want to see you first.
She said. Up until now, I'd been chatting while she'd answered my questions verbally. I'm not that curious,
Don't be scared.
she said, laughing, this time looking behind the laptop again and making a face that seemed to indicate she was laughing at my expense, with someone else.
Yeah.
This is getting boring. It feels like I'm not just talking to you.
That's because you're not. You're talking to all of us.
Who else is there?
Turn your camera on.
Dude,
Is this a joke?
don't do it.
Turn it on.
No.
Okay, I'll be leaving now.
Yeah.
Turn on the camera.
Or
Her
what?
laughter was almost piercing by now. There was nothing humorous about the situation, yet she threw her head back with
Ah!
I'd had enough and moved the cursor over to turn the chat box off when I saw the cursor had jammed.
Oh,
The only thing that was working was the chat box. I still
Unplug.
had access to the keyboard.
Unplug.
Turn the camera on, sweetie.
No,
Her
baby.
gumdrop-filled voice was louder than before.
Oh,
I
baby.
moved my gaze up to see her smiling toothfully at the camera.
Bro.
Her face still beautiful, but the smile
Unplug your
completely
computer.
Fake. My computer's crashed. I can't see the screen. Sorry. I lied. I didn't want her to know I had no option but to chat. Her screen flashed before going blank. There was nothing there but a black screen. I felt relieved, thinking that at least I didn't need to talk to her while I tried to figure out what happened to the screen. Just then, a chat message popped up.
Open the damn camera, you...
Oh my
The
god.
aggressiveness in the message frightened me. Now, the fact that I couldn't see her face while she typed this made me feel nervous.
Dude.
I didn't dare reply back, but then the cursor moved.
Oh! Oh no!
Shell-shocked as the cursor twirled around
Bro,
the screen.
put your camera down!
Open the camera now.
I still didn't make a move. There was no way anything good would be waiting
Just
for
take
me
the
if I did what
webcam!
she asked. The screen began flickering, as if a virus was causing the computer
Oh
to
my.
writhe in agony.
Do you want me to find you?
My heart raced. Could it be possible she knew where I was? I started typing. Please stop bothering me.
Then turn on the fucking camera.
By this point, I thought she was some kind of sadist and got her kicks by scaring unassuming people in chat rooms. So I obliged and turned the webcam on. I saw my frightened face staring into the screen. Judging by my face, my attempts at looking tough were painfully unsuccessful.
You look
I
constipated.
asked around for the girl looking straight into the camera, telling her I did what she wanted and to stop hacking into my computer. There were several seconds of silence. I kept my stare directed to the little box that showed her camera feed, but it was pitch black. I motioned into the camera in confusion, feeling as if she was messing with me now.
He dead.
Then I saw another message.
Look here.
After a few seconds of staring at those words, I looked back at her camera, but my computer instantly malfunctioned, and I received another message.
Look here. Don't look up.
The chat was filled with nonsensical gibberish.
Oh, you're dead,
She
dude.
typed with such ferocious speed, my screen whirled away with her constant messages. I couldn't understand what was going on, but I didn't look up. My patience ran thin, and I wrote back, "What is this supposed to mean?" Her response came. I read only the letters in bold and shuddered. I looked back into her webcam and I fell back into my chair, my eyes widening. She was back there, only her face looked completely demented. She had a savage expression, devoid of emotion, but her eyes were almost popping out of their sockets, and she was huffing as if she had extreme amounts of pent-up rage. The way she looked directly into the camera made me feel she despised me with all of her being.
Look at her.
There was no amusement there anymore. Her camera went blank again. Then the chat popped up.
Dude,
My heart stopped again.
don't do it.
For a split second, there had been the same blackness, only for the lights to come back on.
Who the?
She wasn't alone anymore. There was a man next to her with a black mask on. He made no movements other than look into the camera like the girl. The girl's neck creaked to her side. It looked like it was causing her pain. And then the lights went out again.
Bro, she causing
The
her.
chat resumed. This time, I screamed in fright and fell off my chair. There was another man with them now. He was standing next to the girl with the original one on the other side. This man had the same mask on, but his hands were grasping the girl's shoulders. Even with the subpar quality of the webcam, I could see the force with which the man dug his hands into the girl. It looked like he could rip her in two. The girl, however, had a huge grin on her face. Her eyes were mad with glee, or so it looked. Her teeth were perfectly lined up as her mouth spread into that toothy grin, but I could see she was in pain. Even with the smallest sign of her smile fading, the man clenched his hands even tighter than before, which made her smile even wider. All three of them were shaking, as if it was extremely cold where they were. After a couple seconds, I realized they were shuddering, like trying to hold back laughter.
What are you laughing at?
I yelled into the screen. They didn't answer, and continued to tremor with concealed hilarity.
What is so damn funny?
I bellowed.
Bro, don't get
They
tough
stopped
now.
shaking. Within a couple seconds, the screen went black again. When it turned back on, the man no longer grasped the girl's shoulder. Neither was she smiling. All three pointed into the camera. Upon a closer look, I understood that they weren't pointing at me. They were pointing behind me. I didn't need to look back. I could see myself in the webcam. There was someone peeking from behind me. It was another man in a mask, and according to what I saw in my webcam, he was with me in my room, right behind me. I turned around quickly, but saw nothing where I had seen.
Guys, that literally gave me chills, guys. Look at my eyes. Oh my gosh, the way that they did that! Llama! I haven't been genuinely creeped out like this in a while. That's the thumbnail of the video. The way that they did that is... Oh.
Him in the webcam. I turned back towards the screen and, to my bewilderment, saw a third man in the girl's chat box.
What?
It was the same man I had just seen standing in my room. Now,
she's dead.
All three had their hands on the girl and were gripping tight. The girl wasn't laughing anymore. She had a look of utter devastation. A tear was dropping from her eye, but it wasn't just a tear. It was blood trickling down her eye socket.
What?
She then mouthed the words, "Help me," and the next second she screamed as if her lungs were being ripped off as the screen went black. I immediately got up and pulled the plug out of my computer and backed out of the room.
You're too late!
For a couple seconds, I swear I heard her screams, even though the computer was unplugged. The room went quiet, but I was too devastated to stay there and ran out of my house despite it being 3 a.m. I caught a cab and went over to my friends, who had to talk me down for an hour before I could be calmed. I returned back to my house with my friend a day later. Everything was the same. And after thoroughly checking around the house, we concluded that there was no one there.
Dude, you're dead.
Nor was there a sign of anyone ever having broken in. I've never gone back to the deep web. My friend suggested it might have been some prank by computer hackers, but the way that girl shrieked, the terror she had on her face, it convinced me she had been a victim herself. I had wondered if I had stayed on for longer, if I would have become a victim too. Could those men have found me? Was there really someone in the room with me? There was nothing I could do, because there was nothing concrete to report to the police. What I did do was throw the computer out and buy a new one. There was no way I could even open it back up after what happened.
Bro, they got your IP address. Bro, they don't even... Let's read.
Number 1.
These are 2-sentence horror stories. That means they're gonna be quick, getting them off like hotcakes.
I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screen.
Oh!
Number 2.
Buried alive.
I woke up to hear knocking on glass. At first, I thought it was the window, until I heard it come from the mirror again.
Oh my God!
Number 3. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone.
Bro, I'm about to start crying. I am about to start crying. Look at my hand. Imagine you wake up and you grab your phone. Let me check Twitter, check my Insta. You go to your freaking camera roll. There's a picture of you. Like, sleep. Somebody freaking standing over you. Bro, how did this picture get in my phone, dude? Oh, I'm about to start crying. Guys, I told you, when I get creeped out, I live alone, dude.
Number 4. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. Number 5.
Oh, you having nightmares, my guy.
I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up.
Oh!
Number 6.
What?
The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my scream. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door.
Oh! Oh, shoot, bro. Yo, these are fire. Yo, I'm running. I'm jumping out a window. Oh my gosh. He had a nightmare. The last thing he saw was 12:07. He then proceeded to get bodied by some witch from Left 4 Dead. He wakes up from the dream, sees the clock say 12:05, at which point, if I could commandeer his physical entity, would have proceeded. You wake up like, what do? You just saw your death. You know what's about to happen in 60 seconds.
Number 7.
That was the most fireworks.
There's nothing like the laughter of a baby. Unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. Number 8.
Eggs, nah.
I begin tucking him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed."
Oh!
I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face. Until one day, when I realized that she was always looking just behind me.
Yeah, you're dead. Oh, this is number 10.
A girl heard her mom yell her name from downstairs.
Yeah, we
So she
saw
got
this. I see why this was number 10. Alright, you guys. That was another spooky, scary Sunday. Hopefully those videos and animations, give you, nightmares of your own. If you wake up in the middle of the night and it's 12:05, you got 2 minutes, buddy. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Be sure to sit around, slice that like button. It sounded like my voice. I'll be right back, guys.